Robert asks or says, listening to Ben S on LR yesterday, and I'm of the opinion that while I'm drafting the hard way and drafting the good decks, I'm struggling with gameplay. Some of it is variance, but if I'm being honest with myself, there are gameplays I could be doing better. Any advice on how to get better at limited gameplay other than watching you play? Start streaming and have over 100 people letting you know every single thing you're doing wrong. That's actually been really helpful. So I'll answer that question. Quick one to Dionysus. Yeah, like basically 2HG is what you did yesterday, Dionysus. The double decker draft, that format is basically two-headed giant. You can also two-headed giant that way if you want. Yeah, you're well. It is. It has changed. But to take Robert's question more seriously, how to get better at gameplay mistakes. Like, I'm trying to isolate repeat offenders. I think that's a big deal, Robert. It's one thing, there are times when I do things that I feel like, well, it's going to be hard for me to, quote, get better at that. I just missed the line. Sometimes you just miss the line, and I don't know what you can do to see more lines. I've always said that I think, yeah, the difference between me and Luis Scott Vargas in terms of our Magic playing ability is that he is, besides a more technically better player, like, forget technical play, like I know all the technically what to do, but just seeing the lines, seeing what the possible winning strategies are, is a thing that the top players they see more deeply into the decision tree. But here's an example of how I try to improve at my plays and how I try to use this philosophy of finding repeat mistakes or mistakes that you can correct. I noted that for like the second or third time, I screwed up attacks in this format in M20 with the Thief. And the reason why is because the Audacious Thief creates a new paradigm of attacking that we're not used to, where you're doing a suicide attack, right? Normally you don't attack a 2/2 into a 4/4 or whatever, and so you it's weird to suddenly be willing to do that with a Thief. And I noticed that multiple times what I had done, let's say the Oppo has a 4/4, I have a Thief and two other random 2/2s, and that's it. That's the whole board. I was doing attacks where what I would do is just attack with a Thief there, because it was like, oh, well, it's bad attacks, but I'm willing to throw away my Thief, so I should attack with my Thief. And forgetting that in that spot, I need to be attacking with the other two as well. And recognizing that I was missing that line and that I'd done it twice really slapped it home for me, and I really stopped and I really internalized it, and I've really thought about it, and I have told myself, okay, you got to remember this is a thing that's happening to you with Thief, Ryan, and in future cases where you have that Thief down, you really need to remember that suicide attack. So really I'm just telling myself what I just told you, but reminding myself of it in my head, trying to get a trigger in my head so that when I draft the Thief and think about it, I'll be thinking about that in the future, and just basically never make that mistake again. So I don't know what to say other than getting very specific about your mistakes, identifying as many mistakes as you can as they're happening or after they've happened, and really thinking through whether there's a lesson there that you can learn or a new habit you can instill in yourself. Because I think if you go through some mental exercises and really work it through again and again and tell yourself to remember that, you will be more likely, at least, to remember it the next time you have that card, and you'll build up better habits. Another thing to do, Robert, that I'm trying to be better at around here, and you all see it, is sequencing, play sequence. But sequencing and figuring out my sequence at the beginning of my turn. I get excited about a card, and I just want to play it, and then I'll play it without having planned my whole turn, because I know that I'm going to play that. But that's not a good excuse. My heuristic should be deep breath, what's my turn, and then, coming up with all of my decisions up front, thinking it all the way through, and then doing it is another good one. All right, let's stop talking for now and go play some more Magic. What are we gonna do?